Hello, hello.
How's it going, everybody? How's everybody feeling? Yeah, good. Are you telling the truth? All right, cool. My name is Piff Marti. I'm an artist. I make bops that make people feel seen. Um, you want to introduce yourself, T?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hey, y'all. My name is Alexis Wilson. I am the CEO of Exalt Management, which is a talent agency that specializes in mindset transformation. And I'm super happy and grateful to be here with you guys today.
So the reason why we are even doing this kind of event is because Lex and I, we are creatives, multi-hyphenate creatives in all aspects, and we also believe in authenticity. And as we were trying to figure out how we conduct this session, this event, we came to the conclusion that why not be as raw as possible and talk about how I'm not in alignment right now with my creative journey. As someone who usually is, I found myself to be misaligned currently. And as Lex, being the mindset coach that she is, I came to her for uh, guidance and assistance. And I think speaking about it authentically in front of people would allow people to relate, would allow people to see themselves through the conversation, and yeah.
Yeah, so this is low key going to be like a live coaching session, which was not our intention. Because I'm going to give y'all just a little bit more context. When we were sitting down to just run through things, Piff was like, oh, I think this is going to be perfect because I don't feel in alignment right now anyway. It's what I want to talk to you about. And I was like, would you be down to talk to that live in real time? So this is not something that he has expressed to me. I have no clue what he's about to tell me. So it's going to be real time. So first, thank you for trusting me to do that. And then also for being vulnerable and willing enough to do this in front of people, because I don't think most people would. So shout outs to Piff. Say thank you, Piff. Okay. So
Also,
what's going
wait,
on?
can you give them a little bit more background on why you're qualified
On
to
why
do
I'm
that?
qualified. I was born to do this. I mean, it's really as simple as that. I have been studying personal development and how humans can be renewed by the transformation of their mind since 2015. Super geeked out over neurolinguistic programming, metaphysics, quantum physics, all the things, and have been coaching since 2018, helping people to elevate in their mindset so that they can show up in the world and live the purpose-driven lives and do the things that they feel they were created to do. And my agency works in the entertainment space, and so I work with a lot of talented people, and as they continue to grow, their mindset has to continue to grow too. They have to continuously evolve over and over and over again to become the type of people that can not only obtain new levels of success, but maintain that too, let alone dealing with it in the spotlight, which is a whole nother ballgame. So that's what I do, and I'm just very passionate about purpose. I'm very passionate about helping people operate in purpose, so that's why I'm here.
I thank you for being here too.
Okay, so let's get into it. What's up?
Yeah. Let's get into it, please.
You tell me.
So I've been dealing with um, lack of confidence in my ability. And for context for people in the room that don't know me, I've built a following on the internet, shooting my own videos, making music and shooting my own videos to these songs where I talk about the human experience, mental health, getting a new apartment, being confident in yourself, which is ironic that we're here right now talking about that. And from the outside looking in, I have this bravado and debonair like aesthetic, but on the inside, I've been becoming a lot more overwhelmed in that regard because of all of the things that I feel like I have to do. I started to feel like if I don't rest, if I do rest, then the train will leave. And because of me going and going and going and going and going, I'm noticing that I'm losing myself during the process because of me just pouring so much into the work. And because I'm losing myself in this process, I'm starting to lose confidence in my ability. I'm starting to forget why I even started doing it in the first place.
Why did you start doing it in the first place?
So there's a couple reasons. One, I wanted attention, right? So think of, many artists' motivation to do what they do. Mine was money, clothes, and hoes. You know what I mean, right? And then as I as I got more in tune with myself, it shifted on the other. Like 1A was money, clothes, and hoes. 1B is to inspire, to make people feel seen, to show people that they're not alone in what they're going through or what they experience. And yeah, but I started to forget that part. Started to lose that part.
When did this start happening? When did you start recognizing that you lost sight of making people want to feel seen and inspiring them?
I think it started when I started to lose sight of it once I started to get the attention that I was seeking. And once I got the attention I was seeking, my motivations and feeling validated from the aforementioned attention started to waver. Like I didn't feel the gratification that I was looking for subconsciously and consciously from that said attention. And then I'm like, okay, why now? Because I did get the notoriety, I did get the acknowledgement, I did get the appreciation, but now I'm not feeling whole. So I started to notice it when I went viral in 2022. I had one of my videos go viral in 2022. And seeing a flood of notifications, I'm like, all right, cool, getting the dopamine release. And then over time, I started to get used to it. And then over time, I started to just get lost in it. And I don't really talk about this to anybody. But yeah.
Well, my guess would be that the reason why you started feeling disconnected is because that attention, that's something very, very external. It's something that is outside of you. It's not what is actually attached to your purpose. The purpose is the thing that is deeply rooted in you, that grounds you into the earth, grounds you into purpose, grounds you into action. Which to me, when you listed the things that you wanted to do, helping people feel seen, that sounds like the more rooted thing, the thing that may be more attached to your purpose, whether you're making music or doing some other form of art. And since that's been neglected and that's at the core of you, that's probably why you're feeling disconnected from yourself.
As you were saying that, and as I was thinking about what I just said too, I started to notice another part of my behavior once I did start getting the attention. I I did get caught up in the make a hit song loop, right? And I think other creators get into that loop when it comes to whatever medium that they're in. Like, okay, can I do this again? And then can I do this again? And can I do it again? And can I do it again? And can I do it like that person now? Because I'm not even thinking about me anymore. I already did what I thought my goal was. Now I'm in a mode of comparison and seeing how this person is getting this acknowledgement and I didn't get this acknowledgement. Or this person is doing this and I had that idea but I was too afraid to do it and now I see this and then now I'm in that loop of just not living in that too. So I just wanted to add that as well.
You said you were becoming disconnected from why you originally started as it pertained to helping people feel seen. Is that something that you still want?
The pause was because yes, the answer is yes. This is crazy. So the pause was because I don't know if I always want to do it through music. And my whole life, I've been attached to that, making music in order to do this. And my ego, this is crazy. Now I'm nervous saying this in front of y'all now. But my ego, so think of a basketball player in the NBA for 10, 15 years, and then they retire and they don't know what the hell else to do because their whole life was basketball. My whole life was making music, and I've found different ways to make people feel seen through conversation, through different modes of art, but I'm afraid that if I focus on those things that I will lose the music aspect of it, which is the one that propelled me to this level in the first place.
Is it the music or is it the attention that it brought? It could be both.
I think it's more so the attention that it brought. And as I'm saying this now, I've noticed a theme throughout my life where seeking external validation had priority over internal validation. So even if my body is feeling like I should go into one direction because of the external validation that comes from going into not an opposite direction, but a different direction, it superseded the need to go into the direction that my body and soul is telling me to go. And that manifested itself in so many different ways in my previous relationships where I wasn't being a great partner, in certain friendships when I wasn't being a great friend. Yeah, honestly, in every aspect of my life, it's crazy. Every aspect of my life. And this is my first time saying this out loud. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I don't know.
But so talk to me about your relationship with music right now. Because I'm hearing you say you don't know if you want to do it through music, which signals to me that something has shifted with your relationship with it. So what has that been?
I noticed that during my creative process, I'm thinking a lot about the result. I'm thinking a lot about whether or not people will listen to it, whether or not people will watch the video or stream the video, versus, oh shit, okay, versus worrying about if they feel it, worrying about if they feel seen. And ironically, I was talking to a buddy over here, and I was talking to Lisa, and saying what I do. And I said I make bops that make people feel seen. It's funny, you and I we came up with that together. But even though I know this, I kind of still fall into the trap.
It's just because you're not connected to your purpose. You're connected to the external results. So at the beginning too, you had said that you feel like if you rest, you're going to miss the train. That would be like a car being like, I feel like if we stop and get gas, I'm going to miss the next X. Like, you have to put gas in the car in order to drive the car. So I feel like your body must be telling you that you need rest. And I am wondering, is it rest so that you can recalibrate and reconnect to that why and that core of you so that you can return to your music with a new love and a new connectivity? Or is it like rest so that you can get clarity because maybe there's a new medium of creativity that you are going to help people feel seen through?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Not think about. I know it's both.
Okay.
My issue is feeling guilty when I do. When I do rest, and it doesn't leave. Well, I don't rest, but when I try to rest, I'm feeling guilty for just sitting or doom scrolling, or even calling it doom scrolling as opposed to just me just hanging out and watching TikTok. You know what I mean? The verbiage in itself already shows my perspective when it comes to just like chilling. And as I'm saying this out loud, I'm first generation immigrant, Jamaican. So my household is about grades, achievement, do. You know what I mean? So resting versus achievement. Resting felt like I'm not achieving. And I was penalized a lot when I was not achieving. Scholastically, at least, because that was the most important thing. I often wonder if that plays a role in why I feel the way that I feel. Also, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm realizing that a lot of it has to do with not wanting to be broke. And I'm noticing that I'm calling it broke when. Who did I learn this from? I think I call it, you broke as a mindset is not broke as a mindset, not of it's not in the pockets. But I don't want to be broke. You know what I mean? I want to have money, and I feel like if I stop, I will eventually not have money. And part of me also associates my self-esteem and self-worth with how much money I have or how successful I am. And maybe that plays a role in it too. Not maybe, I think it does. I think it does, yeah.
It does. It does. But you being out of alignment gonna get you broke quicker than anything else will. I can promise you that. I think the reason why you experienced the success that you did experience is because you were in flow. Like at that time, you were in flow, you were going with it, you were seeing what worked, and you were doing your thing. And I don't think that the type of resistance you're feeling now with music was what existed back then. That was a season in which you thrived. And you had to be attentive to what life was sending your way and take full advantage of it. Life is trying to send a new message your way. And instead of you saying, okay, let me figure this thing out, just like I did back then. I saw what was working, and I got in the flow with it. Because, I mean, I remember it. It was just like everything you were putting out, it was working. It was just in opportunity. Things were just coming to you. And I think that you're a favorite person anyway, so that's going to always be the case for you. But it was a different level of flow and favor. And right now, you got to catch this message. Whatever life is trying to teach you right now is going to keep trying to teach you the lesson until you learn it. And the more you resist it, which right now you're resisting rest, because there's this limiting belief that you have of, okay, well, if I rest, I cannot achieve. Like, that is literally what your soul is asking you to do right now. Your body is going to break down, be in disservice to you and to any other relationship that you have if you're on E. What if I need you one day and you on E? You can't show up for me. You can't be there for me. You can't be there for the people that you love the most because you're not even being there for yourself. So rest is a requirement to operate in purpose. It's not a luxury. It's not it can't be compromised. And I think that for people that choose to answer the call to be in purpose, like you, that do want to make impact, that do see these big, great things for them, the more you elevate, the more rigid you're actually going to have to get with your routines, with your rest, with your care. When we think about the most successful people, Oprah, Bill Gates, whatever, you can name them all. Do you think that they are working 50, 60, 70-hour weeks? Do you think Warren Buffett is working a 60-hour week?
But I don't know.
That man is not working a 60-hour week, I can promise you. And you're right, you don't know. But I think you study greats. LeBron James, you know how much money that man spent on his body? Isn't it past
like
million?
1.6 million?
Yeah, it's a lot of money because, I mean, and he plays a physical sport, so obviously it's going to be elevated to where you're spending 1-point-something million on your body. But he understands that rest, sleep, is literally when your body repairs itself. Like, that's when your body actually can heal the most because it's shut off for a moment. And the body is a miraculous thing. It can heal so quickly if you give it the space to do that. So you're robbing yourself of the thing that your body needs in order to heal, recover, and rejuvenate for you to go operate in purpose. And I know that you know that. There's just, again, that limiting belief that's probably gnawing at you. But what I really think that you're doing is, because you're not in a space where you know what that next thing is, you're like, well, I just gotta keep doing what I think can work, and you're just on a hamster wheel, and you're about to burn yourself out.
About to.
Okay, yeah. And you're burning yourself out in real time. You cool to come off the hamster wheel, or not yet?
I want to. I know my body is not cool with it, but I do know that I need to. And like I said earlier, my problem is, well, when it comes to that, is feeling okay with it and trusting that I'll be okay with it. And as you were talking to, I also came to another realization that a lot of the overworking that I do comes from my abandonment issues. And to elaborate, I don't really ask for help as I'm doing all these things. A lot of the times it's just me. Now me and my girl, because she kept fucking telling me, let me help you. But just being afraid of rejecting, being afraid of being rejected when I ask for help, or feeling like I'm weak because I need the help, prevents me a lot of the time when it comes to asking for help. And honestly, we saw it in real time today, too, as I was setting up the camera for this, when I could have just asked one of the homies who would have happily wanted to do this.
Do you feel like you assess your resources well?
No.
That's probably why. Because you don't have a prideful spirit or anything like that. To me, that's just I think that if you could take the time, the pause, again, because it's hamster wheel, it's go mode, so you just going. If you would have just paused and been like, let me dedicate 15 minutes to thinking about this event and what I actually have capacity to do. Let me think about the mind space that I want myself to be in day of. Am I really gonna have capacity to do the camera setup, or would it be best for me to just kind of be woosah? Okay, I wanna be locked in. How can I do that? Who can I call? I think you would have came to that resolve within that 15-minute time period. I think that people that struggle asking for help, obviously that can come from like childhood trauma, hyperindependence, all the things. But I also think that you've put in a lot of work emotionally and mentally, and I think that you do have capacity to ask for help. I just think that you're moving too fast to stop to even think about it.
Type shit.
I think you
Yeah.
just got to start taking better allocation of your resources, the people, the human capital that you have access to.
How would you suggest that what tools do you suggest I use to catch myself in those moments? Because I can know to do that, and I do know, yeah, I should stop and assess. But in the moment, the tools aren't available to me in the moment, and they are available in hindsight, like this, in hindsight. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that before we get into, I guess, like tools for moments like that, it's what's happening with you right now is your body is on autopilot, and it's been trained to be like this. So the only way that you can come from out of this is if you train it to be another type of way. And so I know this is like hella stereotypical, but you need to do meditation every single day for like 30 days. Do it for 5 minutes a day. Literally a 5-minute meditation, because what that does is it trains your mind to slow down. It trains your body and your nervous system to slow down. It's 5 minutes. Go on YouTube, type in meditation, or call me and we can build you out a custom meditation so that you can play it and it can be custom to where you are right now in life. I think that you have to start training your body to slow down. So it could be through meditation, it could be through breath work, but you have to start taming your mind, and you run your body. Your body don't run you. You can make your body submit. You can make your mind submit, but it takes a practice. But if you're the other way around, where your body is telling you, your flesh is telling you, your thoughts are running rampant and you're just submitting to them day after day after day, that's going to be your autopilot. And it's not fair to expect for you to just not do that, because that's not how the body works. That's what's going to happen until you reprogram. So I think the simplest thing is like meditation or some sort of breath work, something that's going to make you slow down. Doing that regularly so that your body can learn a new pattern. You got to regulate. I also would say, like, this takes a little bit more effort, but like doing an assessment of your day-to-day. Like, what is your routine? What is the first thing you're doing in the morning? Because that's setting the tone for your entire day. So if you are opening up that phone and you getting them dopamine hits in the morning, you shot. Nervous system all messed up in the morning. Like, I don't care what nobody say, it ain't a good thing to do. You're looking at it the last thing at night. Now your sleep pattern is disrupted. So I think that just taking like inventory of like, okay, what am I doing that is opening myself up to habits and patterns that have me on the go? And I'm not saying you have to go and just obliterate all of those habits all in one swoop, but even just bringing the awareness to yourself about them and being honest about it will help. And you can pick one and say, I'm gonna just try and focus on this for a week. And whatever you do, do not overwhelm yourself to experience rapid change, because that's not how change occurs. And again, it's not fair to expect for yourself to be able to have this rapid transformation when your body is in a state where it's like, hey, I've been trained to do this. You're not about to just come around and just shut me off. And that's also not how your subconscious works. Your subconscious has a programming right now. Your subconscious is trying to keep you safe. It does not care about how you feel and whether you're happy or not. It's just trying to make sure you're good. So if you've been in this pattern, it's going to do what it needs to do to keep you in the pattern. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the resistance when you go to do the meditation or you go to do the breath work. And that's when you say, it's okay, body. I understand you don't want to do this. We're going to do it anyway. I wish I could tell you that, because I heard you say, like, I want to be able to feel, I want to feel. You might not feel it. And I wish that you could. I wish it was that simple of like, I can give you this magic trick to make you feel like doing what you know you should do so you can take care of yourself and be okay. It's not going to be like that. I mean, you might get 10 out of the 30 days where it's like, I actually want to do this. The other 20, you're probably not going to want to do it. But it's like, at that point, I need for your logic to kick on, because you got to be able to go to that end of the 30 days and see the Piff that has actually done something consistently to take care of himself and to rest and to show him, I love you enough to rest so that you can operate in the fullness of your purpose. I need you to go past the 30-day mark, see him, and do it for him logically, and say, I know you don't feel like doing this, but it don't matter. I'm doing it anyway.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What was your experience with that?
What do you mean?
When you started, like, cause I'm sure you didn't always, unless you did, have this mindset.
Oh, no.
How did you push through? Well, was it what you just told me, basically?
Remember how we were talking about how, like, half of my brain is very, very analytical and logical. That helps me in every arena. I mean, down to even like romantic relationships. My logic is gonna kick on, and it will be like, oh, I understand that you're feeling these things. That's totally normal. It makes sense. And then you also have the part of me that studies the brain and the body. And I'm like, oh, you're just releasing this chemical, so that's why you feel this strong resistance. Got it. That's cool. And we're still going to do what needs to be done. And I'm not saying I do that all the time, but I do try. And my emotions are not the thing that helps me to do it. My feelings do not help me to do the things that need to be done. My logic does, though, because I have to think about the woman that I want to become. I have to do this for her. I have to do this for me now, and then I also think about little me. And like, if she was right next to me, it's like, oh, what behavior do I want to model for her? So I feel like I'm moving for 3 different people: me now, little me, and then that woman that I see that has done what has needed to be done and who has become who she needed to become to do what I wanted to do. So for me, it really is like logically kind of thinking about things, especially when it comes to like passion projects and purpose and the things where my emotions would be super high. I gotta tap into that logic.
Okay. No, this is it's helpful. I'm very uncomfortable now. I'm very uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I've learned that whenever I am uncomfortable, it's usually because I need to be in that space that's making me feel the discomfort, and to lean into it. It just happened every time. Whenever I'm uncomfortable, it's because whatever's being told to me or whatever I'm experiencing is true to me, and it's vulnerable, and yeah, I'm just taking in what you said and then trying to just stop resisting, because I am resisting it too, because it does go against what I've been doing.
Right.
And we just talked about, like, hey, if I don't want to feel like I am missing out.
Yeah.
But logically, I'm not missing out. No. When I look at it logically, but my emotional mind is telling me that I am.
No, totally. And I think one crucial thing that I would say to you, that I would want to say to everybody in here, is like, part of what Piff is experiencing, we see is connected to like some sort of limiting belief. And we all have limiting beliefs. And the thing about them is sometimes we don't even know what they are. Most of the time we're not going to know what they are unless we are strangely self-aware, or we have a mindset coach or some sort of life coach, something like that, to be able to identify them, or a friend or a partner, because when you're in a relationship, that is a mirror up close and personal, or if you have a child, they are your mirror up close and personal. And so I think that being able to identify that limiting belief and then using your logic to prove that that is wrong, of like, okay, is there anybody in this world that you know rests and is still successful?
Yes.
Okay,
100%.
Fantastic. So that shows us that that has to be a belief and it's not actually a fact. So we know that that's the case. At some point, you would end up going through the process to where you're able to give yourself affirmations that actually will register with you, that your subconscious doesn't resist. Because what it really is, again, it's not that the rest is going to be what holds you back. It's you not taking the pause to assess and to create the structure in your life that you need so that you can rest without feeling guilty, so that you can receive help without feeling guilty, so that you can receive help in time. You know, it's giving yourself the support and the structure you need to actually thrive, so that you don't have to feel guilty about resting.
The biggest takeaway I got from what you just said was structure. Like when you said the word structure, a light bulb went off in my head because I have routines, I have structure that I wrote down that's ideal, but putting it into practice, maybe 3 days in a row, and then I fall off. But those 3 days, I feel fucking like, oh shit, this is it. I really did it. This is me. And then I smoke some weed or play a video game, and then I just like fall down to the wayside. But structure and not it sounds like having structure and not letting my day be leaving it up to the world. I'm trying to find a phrase. You know what I'm trying to say. And actually being in control of that aspect of it would allow me to find pockets and where I can rest because I took care of the things that I needed to take care of and realizing that they weren't that big of tasks in the first place. But because of how much pressure I put on myself and how much I overwhelm myself with the list of tasks, it seems like it's a stockpile of just things to do. If I just structure them, I notice that it's not that many things, and they're also tackleable, and I can rest in between those things too, because I'm not racing to just finish everything all at once.
Exactly. So I think as soon as you get off that hamster wheel and you give yourself the time to create the structure you need so that you can rest and also work and also play, you'll be okay. But you gotta give yourself that structure. And you also mentioned confidence at the beginning of this. When you commit to routines and you don't stick to them, that's what really wears your confidence down, because you're not keeping your word to yourself. And so subconsciously you teach yourself that you can't trust what you say and that you're not going to do what you say you're going to do. That's where confidence is built. Because you know, it could be that you're about to perform on stage in front of thousands of people. If for the past week or for the past few months, you told yourself, I'm committed to going to the gym and eating healthy and honoring my body as a temple, and you did it. That teaches you, when I say a thing, it is so. So I said that I was going to kill this performance in front of thousands of people. I know through habit, through pattern, through how I show up every single day, that when I say something, it happens. But if it's the opposite, when I say something, it doesn't tend to happen, or when I say something, it kind of comes into fruition. When I say something, it happens a little bit for a small amount of time. That's going to make you doubt your ability to execute and do whatever, which also might be contributing to the go, let me overpower, overcompensate because I feel like I have to, because I don't believe that I can actually execute on what I'm saying I can. I think that if I dream that big dream up that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing in this season, I don't even know if I can execute it. So I'd rather just stay right here and keep running, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, you know? Wonderful. Now, quick question.
Yes.
I asked you, what did you want to do? You said you don't know yet. Can you tell me who you want to be?
Overall, I want to be someone that. Overall, I want to be someone that does what he says he is going to do, and can trust his own word with himself. When you said that, I felt a sharp pain in my chest.
Sorry.
Well, not pain. I won't say pain, but emotion, because that resonated with me so much. Because I do think my lack of confidence comes from me not showing up for myself. So the type of person I want to be is someone who authentically shows up for himself, as opposed to overcompensating for the fact that I don't. And I think if I take care of that, I feel like even me saying take care of it is kind of like still counterproductive. But if I do take care of that, I think all the chips will fall, all the dominoes will fall. I'm not that good with analogies. I am good with analogies. See, I'm learning. Hey. I am good with analogies. But yeah, I think it will work. I think.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, because at that point, you're focusing back on internal things, not stuff outside of you. That has everything to do with the core of you and who you are. Who do you have to be in order to do the things you want to do, is what I want you to ask yourself. And I'd rather you focus on that. And I promise that the things that you want to do will reveal itself and be clear. And you can literally do whatever you want to do if you become the type of person that can do it. And I think that if who you want to be is more connected to that purpose that versus the attention, it doesn't matter where you land, because it'll be in you. You'll be able to do whatever you want. This is a perfect transition. Perfect transition. First,
Thank you for that.
I was going to tell you thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for chatting with me in front of these people who you do not know. Yes, let's give Piff a round of applause.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but it really did set me up perfectly for this next part. We about to get into the meditation.